Yes. There we go. You know, let's pick a track somewhere in the middle. There, somewhere in the middle, so that every stream doesn't start with Phantom Liberation. You know, as I grab screenshots from these videos, I keep thinking it's like, man, should I hide Winamp and just have the music playing? Maybe like make it extra small or something, but it just gives that nice little nostalgia burst sitting in the corner there. Nice little burst of nostalgia. I swear I get more comments about Winamp than some of the other stuff I do, which is amusing. Okay, let's see. Hands. Good, good. Should tilt it back just a smidge. I have to put a little wedge, or I should make a note. Need to make a little wedge for my leap motion, because it currently sits, well, funny how it doesn't work when you hold the little device itself. So let me demonstrate with an imaginary leap motion. My leap, a lot of people have it either above their monitor, so like in front of them, or the chest is another good place, because then you get a nice range of motion in front of you. Where I have mine is on the desk, specifically on top of my keyboard, like right above the F keys. So it's sitting there, right above the F keys, like a little candy bar just sitting there. But if it were tilted just a little bit more towards me, I think it would catch just a smidge more of motion. I mean, the good news is the way it is right now, pointing almost straight up. I can like bop my monitor in front of me and it still works. See? And there I actually did it. I was gonna, not touch my monitor and leave some thingy prints, but yep. It's funny because I can tell when I'm setting things up and doing testing. I can grab my iPhone and maul it up here, and it picks up all of that. So that is how far away my phone is. A little too far sometimes to pick up like micro movements in my face, which you can't see anyways, because I am a robot. And it does a really good job with my eyebrows, because I have wonderful, well-defined eyebrows. And so does the human that's sitting here too. It's funny when I do testing with the testing model. My AR kit's set up that I will someday finish. I just don't want to do it again. Having to create all those, create all the blend shapes, typing them all out in Unity, because you can't just copy and paste the darn things. And it doesn't work writing a script for some reason. I tried writing a little script for it, and that didn't quite work. Bam. Now we have the right window. All right. Let's see. So tonight's agenda is to 3D model some things, and then also to 3D model some assets, move some scripts over, at least for testing. Yeah, that was about it, surprisingly. I should see if I can just hop Rusty over real quick. Let's grab Big Rusty. No, let's not grab Big Rusty. Oh, you. Dun, 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 dun. Where is... And we are starting off chill, apparently. Real chill. Okay, here we go. So we got Rusty 12A, which is, I believe, an FBX. Show me. Show me. Show me everywhere. Are you just an FBX? Or are you set up for VTubing? I thought I had him set up for VTubing, but there was an issue with the... I accidentally wiped out some of his materials. Ah, yes. That is when I discovered that materials are affected and save their changes in the play state, whereas many other things do not. Like all these little numbers over here. These, when you're in the play state, play mode. Yeah, these numbers, you can change them all you want. And you're safe. Well, yeah, you're safe because when you get out of play mode, back to editor mode, in this case, T-pose, yeah. Those numbers go back to where they were. Because there is a feature, it's somewhere in the preferences. It's somewhere in the preferences that says, hey, save changes in your, whatever, in play mode. That's paraphrasing it. It's in there somewhere though. And I have that checked off because I am using this whole project like in debugging mode. So I can play with things, find out about where I want them, and go from there. Oh, one of the first things we're going to do, since we do hop into this so often. Okay, that is the cam light intensity. It's the light collection. We need to make our lights brighter. Because we turned down the global lighting. And it really improved the quality of things. We were just getting washed out by the skybox. Because it was even a fake skybox. It wasn't even using the beautiful, well now it is. It wasn't using the beautiful space scene behind us. Nope. Blah blah. Okay, so here, the light collection just goes on or off. And then I have certain lights. I have certain lights set to color 1. Okay. Color 1 is just the color, not the intensity. Oh boy. That's a lot of work that I don't want to do right now. What that means... So what that means, because I totally know what I'm doing here and how I set it up. I do, I'm just kidding. All these little light icons are point lights. Spotlights look slightly different, and there are a few of those here, but overall these are mostly point lights that came with the demo level, with the starter assets. So if we grab one, for instance, this one. Can we look over here? Can we look over here? We gotta adjust the window ever so slightly. There we go. Here's the intensity, 1.33. Now, I don't know how many of them are set to 1.33. But it does appear that a bunch of them are. Oh, you are set to medium resolution. Interesting. Higher quality has lower, the filtering quality of... See, what I would like is I would like these all to be set by the... Yeah, we're in Unity 6. I would like these to be set by the pipeline itself, or the project settings. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that it is not correctly Maybe it's because of how I brought it in here. Brought it up to Unity 6, I'm not sure. But I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that the distance-based quality is not working. The level of detail for the lights. So we're just gonna leave it on medium for now. I have some of them set to high quality, like in the areas that I travel around a lot, like this corridor right here. Here's where I start, and then I'm always talking either over here or over in this area. Here's our lovely head in a jar. This over here is a different lighting setup. This is our little studio light. So that is set up differently, and that we can control. That we can control. I just don't have the entire light system queued up. And when I bring this over to the new project, I will definitely fix some of these things. For instance, these little closed rooms, they'll probably disappear. And some of these other, yeah, I'll just tighten up the level a little bit. It doesn't have to be in its default. Its default, fresh from the manufacturer state. And I'll also get rid of whatever is over here in the hangar that causes crashes. Yes. Ooh, but while we are still thinking of things, something over here was blocking our walking. I do believe it was the door. For now, we will just get rid of its colliders. Oh no, it wasn't the door. It was, come on, it was this little pseudo airlock looking thing. There we go. Here, we'll put the collider back on the door just for fun. No, we'll leave them off. So, colliders, you can do fun things with. Some of the fun things, you know, I got a pop chat out here. I could be possibly ignoring everybody. I was like, something's missing over on the other side of this monitor here. We have an ultra wide, we might as well use it. At least before I replace it. No, sometimes I think an ultra wide is just too wide. Unless I'm working on two documents side by side. I was like, would I miss it? Would I miss it or not? There we go. Now we've got chat. So now we're set. Where was I? Colliders. Yes, colliders. You collide with them. Always a good thing, you know. In fact, this one has a whole bunch of them. Let's pick something a little better here. There. This thing has a collider. It is a lump of some kind of futuristic engine component. Battery. A proper battery. Okay. So, when I go walking in here, I should be able to jump into it, push up against it and not move it because it doesn't have other physics set, like rigid bodies. I'd be able to walk into it, I'd be able to jump on it because it takes up space. These little yellowish, greenish, glowy lines are the mesh collider. So in other words, this one has it set, a collider set specifically to it. Other things might just be a cube. Yep, this one looks like it's... Oh, it is a generated convex submesh. Not just a cube. You can probably even open this thing up. Look at that! You can open this thing up. I didn't know you could open the lids. or open the crates. That does make sense. I'll have to jot that down. I'll have to jot that down. So you can be like Link. You give it a good kick, and then it pops open. Little glowy light comes out. Dun 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 dun. Dun. You know. I did not realize that. And I noticed that. The only way I noticed that because I was looking at this and thinking to myself, why does the collider not include the... Oh, why did I just fling my headset across the room? Note to self, corded headphones are corded. Yes, so I noticed this when I clicked on this object, that it is just the bottom part of the object with a, you know, the little collider. It looks like polygons, some kind of polygons of some sort, make in a rough box shape. I'm like, well, why can't I why can't you interact with the top part? Because the top part has its own. The top part does not have a collider, though. That is interesting. A mesh collider. But yeah, you can open these up. How fun is that? I'll have to add that to my interactables script, which is hiding in here somewhere. I think I have a scripts folder now, finally. It's under stuff. It is not under stuff. There it is, scripts. My player pickup and my object grabbables. So I wouldn't have it be grabbable, but right now I have my interact key is E, just like it is in a lot of games. E on the keyboard anyways. So if an item has this script right there, if it has that attached to it, if the item has that script attached to it, it is now grabbable. So if I interact with it, with in this case the E key, it hovers up in the air because I'm carrying it, which I do want to change to be in front of the character and not in front of the camera, because that leads to fun issues where the third-person camera is playing Ring Around the Rosie with the object around the character. It's on the to-do list, I think. It is now on the to-do list. Let's put it over here. Fix object grab point. There. And that's not going to be difficult. That's not going to be difficult at all. I could do that right now. Because right now it is a point based on the character and the camera. But I can put it from hand to hand. In fact, I think it's in here. Here we go, object grab point transform. I just need to find out where this is. And then have it be in front of the, in front of me instead of the camera. Oh, and then R swaps which hand it's in. Let's see exactly how that works. And then I'll mess with the lights and then fix those. Okay, so let's go find ourselves an object of decent size. So here's one of those crates. See, it is on the other side of me from the camera. So no matter how far away, I believe it is a fixed distance from the character. Ooh, and still interacting with physics, so I can bash it into things. There you go. See him bop the head in a jar around. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. And now we can eject it. And it does its own physics things. So pick up this one. And the R key switches it from hand to hand. Whoa. And briefly interferes with the camera. That is interesting, because it is a big object. Yeah, big-ish. Oh, here we go. My hand is too close. Let's put it in this hand. This hand? There we go. It's jittering an awful lot, and it's not supposed to be jittering. It's supposed to be calmly moving around. There's supposed to be a lerp on there somewhere. I wonder if I did not put the lerp on there. Okay, so we need to change our object grabbable point. Okay, let's fix the lights and then do that. Because right now we can turn the lights off. See, we can turn the lights off and all we have is emissive materials and including my eyes. Emissive materials, which are things that glow, and lights not connected to the lighting control or the lighting group. And then we can turn them back on. But we cannot control their brightness yet. An easy way to fix that would be to cycle through all of the lights that are in the lighting group and update them. See, the lighting group is right here. And it is in our code. Right there, wherever I hit Visual Studio. Okay. I think for now, I'm just manually going to turn up the lights a little bit. We got the light, we got the lighting color. You know, I do have them as lights. Forget it. Let's just fix this. Intensity. This turns them off. And this turns them back on. For now, let's just set them to the cam light intensity, I think. No, that's not what I said. Light. Ooh. Machines are smart sometimes. There we go. Sometimes machines are smart. Sometimes they're too smart, and sometimes they're definitely not smart enough. There we go. For now, I left the one red light as red. Kind of like it. And the others, I changed them to the cam light intensity. The cam light is the one that's right in front of us. I'll push this off to the side here. Let's go find our script. Where are you hiding? Control lights. There we go. Okay, here we are. So, bam, lights are off. And now lights are on. Ah, see, the one behind us is not glowing that, not glowing green any longer. Now, and now I have to go like this. Oops. And turn it back on. and off. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. I'm just gonna give them their own intensity slider. See, now they're a little less bright. Okay, we're gonna give them their own intensity slider and have it be that when this variable changes, then we'll change that. That'll be a little bit less annoying. Now the cam light should work just fine, because the cam light is its own thing. Oops. There. It is intended to be a way to brighten up dim scenes. See, like right now, the only lighting is way back there in the hangar bay, because that's a separate lighting setup. So if I'm talking to you, it's like, hi, I want a little bit more light on the scene. And this should change whenever we change it. No, bad lighting. There, see, super bright. And a little more reasonable. Okay, more things we have to change. Cam light intensity. Okay, on void update. We don't want to call it every frame because that would be a waste of resources. Having it up or check the light or update the light. It wouldn't even be checking, it would be updating the light 60 times a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change. And these are all on update. Okay. Basically, we just take this one. If the cam light intensity is not equal to cam light intensity, set it to the light intensity. There. So it'll check. It'll check all the time. And that'll be only for the cam light. That makes sense. Because I don't want to have to turn it on and off, on and off. Ta-da! I think it starts out on, so that should also be changed. That was an easy fix. Cam light. Is active? How do we turn lights on and off again? Oh. Well, that's interesting. I am just setting the intensity on and off. Okay. So I'm not turning the light on and off. I'm not like enabling or disabling it. I am just setting the intensity. That is definitely a way to do that. And what I want to do with eventually, with all of these things, clean them up a little bit because they are not cool. Oh no, see, that's not going to work. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. I need a disable key. Okay. Talking to myself. Cam light. Where's my cam light? There. Cam light on is not true. Cam light on is false. So when we start, it turns off the face light. I should make it a ring light, just like influencers and face cameras use. Welcome in, Trill Duck. Welcome in. I'm playing with some lighting settings before I started on the big project. Okay, if cam light intensity is not equal, then fix that. Okay, that's fine. But what we're gonna do here is get rid of this. Because all we need to do is set a Boolean. Cam light on. Yep, we don't need to worry about any of this anymore because we're not going to set the intensity of light. Well, or are we? Yes, we are. Okay. If cam light intensity is not equal... hold on. I have to talk this out to myself. This is why I wasn't going to program late at night anymore. I know, 8:30 is late at night. That's kind of sad. To be fair to myself, the toddler bot has given me a couple rough mornings in a row here. So we're running on fumes. I do plan on doing some modeling in a little bit. I just wanted to fix a couple things first. Oh, there we go. Can we do ands? Let's do this instead. Wrap that. Do one of those and cam light. There we go. So do I even need this anymore? Let's see. If cam light on and cam light on. Cam light intensity. If not, then no. For now, we will leave it. Because I might want to do other things with this. There we go. So essentially, this is a toggle. Turns the light on. If is backwards though. This is backwards. Because a toggle works in opposite land. There. So, if I press the key, let's do on key up. So when I hit the U key in this case, if it is on, it turns it off and sets the Boolean off. If it's not, so in other words, if the light is already off, it turns it on and then sets the Boolean to on. Yes, that it is on. Okay. What does you do? Oh, that's rude. I was gonna say you does nothing, but you being me, I does nothing. There we go. If it was the I key, I would say I does nothing. This is one of my many shortcut keys that I have mapped to my keyboard for demo and debugging purposes. In this case, it turns the beauty light on and off. Right now, it is just a simple light pointed at my face. Yeah, let's wait for the script to do its thing. Okay, we just changed the lighting a little bit because it was a little dim in here. So, what we have, bam. It's a little extra light. Here, turn off the lights to make it a little more dramatic. So here is the U key. Think of it like a gentle light right in my face. Is it a spotlight? It is a spotlight, okay. So it won't be illuminating the walls and everything around me. And honestly, I could have it set to be illuminating just the player character object and not the environment, but that's fine. See, so now I can adjust the intensity of it. Or toggle it on and off. There we go. Flashbang, yeah. My intent was for it to be here, well, in cases like this, when I need just a little bit of light. Just a little bit of light on the character to make it a little more immersive. See? Versus darkness. And then I also linked this, the intensity here, to the world around us. So the lighting group that turns all the lights on in the station, again, caveat behind me here, that is now also linked to this because I'm lazy. I should have it on its own. I should have it on its own intensity. Or wait, or did I not do that? Yes. There. Okay, so that little minor annoyance out of the way. Good. Okay, object grab point. Let's get that one taken care of right away too. Save. Okay, object grab point. Oh, yeah. And what brought me to all this is I was going to drop my character into the other project, and I got sidetracked along the way. Oh, and funny that you had flashbang down there. I do fully intend to bring in a whole bunch of channel point redeems and fun stuff like that. You know, the standards like throwing stuff at the VTuber and actually that's really the only real standard across the board, isn't it? Besides like text to speech. I do not plan on having text to speech. Maybe someday, or probably for specific, maybe like only when I'm doing like a just chatting stream or something like that, because I don't know, it doesn't always gel with me. And I've seen streamers that their chat has the best intentions, but it's like they can't get a word in edgewise. The streamer can't get their thoughts out there because their TTS keeps going off and off and off. So I would definitely have to think about what kind of limits for me personally that I would want to put on it. And again, that's definitely a me personally thing. Nothing against it as a general tool. I think it's pretty cool, but it definitely works better for, in my opinion, it works better for others than myself. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun ideas. I'm making a little list of ideas. So what I need to do is I need to pay attention more. Pay attention more in other streams for stuff besides like sound redeems and throwables. Pause while talking. You know, that could definitely be doable, especially if I'm. Actually, I don't know. How doable would that be? I'm sure there's a way to do it. Like, oh, hey, there's microphone input coming from me. You know, wait until I'm done talking. Like a cue. Like, cue it up. I like what Pirate Software did with his. I mean, he gets way, huge amounts of text to speech. And he built a separate system that queues it all up. And it's somehow connected with the Discord, or it sends the updates to a Discord channel, or a channel in his Discord. And so you can see where in line your message is. And it's just that long. And he manually advances the text to speech, just because he has so many of them. So that is definitely a way to do it. So it's like, oh, he hits a button, listens to it, interacts with it, whether he's making commentary or answering the question, and then when he's ready for the next question, the next query, he advances it to the next one, marks that last one as completed. That would probably, well, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I would probably miss them. I'd probably miss them. Yeah, no, I definitely, when that is, TTS is way down the line, but is definitely something that I want to look into because I do like it. I do like the idea of it, and I want to add as much as possible. One way it might come in handy is if I do workshop streams, because then I will, even if the TTS is just for me, like reading my text, the text chat, and only giving it to me, that would work too. That might be a good option. So if I'm, wandering around the workshop, my eyes are not necessarily on whatever monitor is out there. Okay, what we're doing. Grabbable. The grabbable point. Okay, grabbable point. Where would you be? You are somewhere. Let's go look at our script, because that would be the smart thing to do. Player pickup drop. So you got these things. Where are you? You on the armature? Aha, you are on the armature. Here we go. Can you see? Yeah, you guys can see. It's like Winamp, I have it just small enough over there that it usually doesn't block too many things. Oh, neat. Oxbot. I'll have to write that one down. Oxbot TTS. There. The joy of having a physical notepad. Okay, where is... wait, player object FTF. It is attached to the camera. Okay. It is attached, so we're going to move this. Oop, hold on. Yes. There. Usually I have my phone silenced, like we're in a movie theater, but I didn't. I'm sorry. Okay, so Oxbot, good. FPS camera transform. I do have it set to FPS cam. Okay. Player pickup drop. FPS cam transform. Let's see what that all does. Okay, so here's all the extra code I added in. If we're in first person view, It puts the object in the right hand. The right hand? The right hand. However, if we're in normal view, or I should say, if we're not using the FPS camera, we could be using any camera. Then find grab point, object grab point transform. And grab object grab point transform. No, we don't want that one. Where's it going to put it? Object grabbable, grab, object grab, object grab point transform. So we need this. There we go. Object grab point transform. Object grab point transform. Where is grab point? There. We are. Yeah, but where are we? There we go. Oh, there we go. Path. If you look rusty, you will see right here is where the item is. I was expecting to go back and forth up here, like in like in Flash and other programs, and to be fair, and in other programs. But in Flash, it was all the tree was up here. The what do they call those? What are they called? Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs. That's what type of menu it is when you have them all laid out up here. So if you go further into objects or layers, they would all be lined up here, and you could backtrack, and go back and forth. But it's just down here as a path. Yes, we know the old ways. Oh, I did get my my 1998 computer, desktop computer running. The might need a good cleaning. Hopefully that's all it is. But the fans sound a little rough. the fans and or power supply sounds a little rough. So we'll see how long that lasts. The thing is, 20 math years old. What would that be? 28? Something like that. Yeah, about 28 years old. So, wow. Man, that is ancient. But yes, that was my ye old first computer that I bought for me. Not just a computer that the parents had in their home office or the business or whatnot. But yes, it has a wonderful time capsule. And I was using that thing until like 2003. So it's not to original specs or install. But I think I've got Flash 5 on there. Fully legal, mind you. Flash 5, the Meta Creations suite. So like Poser 4. I want to say Poser 4 and Bryce 4. Don't remember if I have Carrara on there, but that would be fun. Object grab, player camera root. And that is where we're going. Player camera root. Right there. Oh, it highlighted it for us. So we want to move this from player camera root to probably just the armature. Would that work just at the armature? Okay, it'll be a point in front of us. Right about there. Ooh, what do we got here? Null inside for their website. It has anti-bot on there. Not their GTS bot. Null inside. Oh, is that their other bot? I'll write that down. Null inside. Okay, that's funny. That is a funny pun. They're empty inside. Okay, get over here. Let's go find something we can pick up. I should be able to use either of these guys. Ta-da! It's a little high. It is a little high. Yeah, so we'll lower it a little bit so it's more chest height. But if you look, now it is no longer controlled by the camera. And it does not matter which mode we're in. Cool. We now have psychic abilities. We can hold it in front of us. And we can stack things if we work really hard at it. Oops. And if we don't tumble the physics all over the place. Bonk. All right. We fixed that. We just need to move it. And honestly, we are just going to move it down just a smidge. And that's all. We'll say that's good enough. Give that a save. All right. I've been wanting to fix that for a while now. Fix object grab point. I'm going to scratch that out with a pen. Bam. Oh, man. Ooh, I am looking forward to the next phase of the project after I get the level, the factory done, or at least started, at least wrapped up, packaged up, and put into the next version of this. I'm going to do a clean Unity 6 project, drop in my scripts and camera controls and everything, and then bring the office and factory and the space station, bring that all together in a new project. So we have clean environment settings, pipeline settings, all for Unity 6. We're going to keep the same look and everything. That'll be the same. But it'll be clean. So we won't have things that have been dragged forward from 2019 to 22 and now to 6, because there's some compatibility issues in here. And that is why we had to disable all of our spout in and out. Spout in and out. So the things that, one of the things I really wanted out of this project, mind you, and that was the transparent, the green screen effect. One of the things that I had wanted. We did have to get rid of that, unfortunately. Or at least we had to disable it for now, because that was giving us all those GPU issues a while back. So, I think all those bugs are ironed out, but I still want to start fresh, because that'll be good practice. Because we have a mixture of settings. In fact, if you look at the yellow text that I have not hidden, let's see, was it disabled due to some configured renders not supporting forward plus. That's a compatibility issue that I've brought forward into Unity 6 here. And I would love to use forward plus because it seems to work just a little bit faster. Not that we're slouching. I've spent time off camera sparing you all the details. Let me drop some stats down here. Sparing you all the details. But I've been fixing things. And trying to optimize a little bit while still being scuff. Optimizing while still being scuff, because if we bring up we are using significantly less resources than we used to. And the level of detail should work better now. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Okay, yes. So it is culling some of the lights out, but we are no longer using 65% of the CPU to do lights. It shifted that down to the GPU. So that's nice. And we're only using 36%. 34, 36, yeah, the mid 30s%. Now, that's to run VCFace and Unity. Big improvements, and we're still casting tons of lights. Watch this number go down and this little blue number go down when we turn off the lights. Bam. Oh, it didn't go down as far as I thought it would. It's still doing some light computation on the CPU. And now we're hovering around like low 30s. So yes, there's been some optimizations. Awesome. But yes, going forward, it'll be even better because I will be doing more optimization-y stuff. Yeah, let's get out of here. Speaking of optimization-y stuff, let's go over to... Wait, no. I'm going to see if I can bring Rusty over to the other project. Where is he? He is 12A. I wonder if 12F didn't work. Where is 12A? Where are you hiding? Characters. Rusty bot 12A. You are sort of set up. We might do that off camera, on second thought. We might move him over off camera. I'm not sure if he is completely ready to just drop right in. Ew, and he had some warnings. For now, we'll stick with default bot. I don't want to troubleshoot that for the next who knows how long tonight. All right. So here we are in the asset library project. And I can switch it to daytime. So that's exciting. Because I've been playing with the lights. I was going to add in some lighting controls. But I might just do that. I might add very basic lighting controls in. But one of the nice things I can do just from the viewport alone is... Where's my directional light? Where are you? Skydome? No. Lighting. Oh, let's hide the jetpack. Sound or environment? Pardon me while I go searching. Here we go, directional light. Okay. There, so we can adjust the lighting. We can adjust the influence from, effectively, the sun. And I will need to rebake, unfortunately. The optimizations that I had are now toast. It's funny. It's it only takes a second though to it's called baking the lights. In other words, saving time by taking a lot of the calculations and only doing them once, and then they stay the same throughout the whole playtime, as opposed to being constantly updated, and that saves a ton of resources. And I really should do that over in the space station too. Okay, where are we? Because I want to turn it back to nighttime. Rendering, lighting. Here we go. Environment. Oh, we do have the fog on too, because I figured out the fog settings. If you were here a couple times ago, the fog settings were not so figured out. Oh, why are we getting different skyboxes? Sun source. We're missing a texture. Again, this doesn't matter so much because this is, we're building this out. What I did want to see is I did want to see what it looked like at daytime. And what it looked like with a little bit of haze. We currently have a little too much haze. Let's change this down a notch to... So we can have tons of haze. So we see nothing. That's a little much. I think if I do add in like ground fog or something, I would not use this environmental fog. I would actually have a ground level fog. I would find an asset of how somebody else has done it. Just so it kind of like stays along the floor and spooky instead of what we have here. All right, let's regenerate the light. And we're done. Oh, no, we're doing a little bit. Oh, that runs so fast. Oh, it's doing a little pre-processing now. Bum, 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 bum. Hold on. The nice thing is that did not, I did not drop any frames. Awesome. Okay, let's go see where we left off. Oh, there we are. Okay, so right here. We are using the starter assets, so the third person. That's how I got this lovely robot person here. We're using the third person starter assets, skybox, and not the one that originally came with this, which was a dark night scene, which led to some nice lighting, with these little outdoor spotlights and the little bugs. I am looking forward to adding in a lot of extra environmental stuff now that we're building everything out. So not so much bugs in space, but probably like dust motes and light columns. So you would have the light shining in through the windows in this case during daytime. I do plan on controlling the time of day. There you go. See, now we're further away from the door, so the door isn't... Oh, ad break. We're away from that door anyways. So the lighting should be fairly... See? Fairly nice. The quality in here is awful though, because I have it, I think I have it set to medium quality. For testing purposes, it's just fine. This is mostly for layout and just to see how things would look. But we can control where the light's coming from. And I still need to import my camera script. Okay. So I can lock the darn camera. Here's our light. See? There we go. See, with this, we can change the time of day. And where the light's coming from. It doesn't even have to be realistic, because we are a video game. We're a simulation. We are all a simulation. Yeah. So these are things I don't play with in the space scene because, space. I got a little bit of light streaming in the office here. And still a very buggy light. I don't know what's going on with this light. It's shining where it's not supposed to and getting culled. But yes, so we've got some gains. We know what to do with them. We just need to build things out. But one of the things I was going to build tonight, so we can have the 3D modeling part of the 3D modeling stream, Can this robot not jump? That is a pitiful jump, sir. You can jump onto a chair, but not a desk. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna make some monitors. Oh, there is a bug flying in my office. The virtual office. Gotcha. Now I know what to fix. It's being interfered with right here. It's the outside light. There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. Okay. But also, where are you? Where are you? Why are you flickering? Unknown. Unknown why that is flickering. No, that shouldn't be the one affecting it. It is, that is a mystery. We will definitely need to track down that mystery. Something to do with these point lights. And some of the other lights. Some of the other lights flicker on and off too. And that's, definitely gonna be something I'll need to track down when I bring this all, package this all up. For now, we might just turn the intensity down. Okay. So, we need a monitor. We need a computer. They do have old computers. I was looking around and I could not find one before. Maybe we don't need a monitor. Until I want to build some custom ones. Let's take a look at this one first. Prefab. Okay, so now it's locked to prefabs only. Prefabs in... Ew. Somebody didn't update a project to URP. These are pink. Pink means the render isn't set up properly. And I know the culprit. The culprit is the office, I believe. Polygon office, yep. Where are you? Polygon office. I must have brought this one in last. Textures. Texture. Ew. Somewhere in here, there is a setting to fix the materials. Correction. Somewhere in here, there should be a setting to fix the materials. Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. Where is my fixer? Oh no. Ooh, progressive CPU. This was my problem before. It was set to CPU, so all the lighting was being put on the CPU instead of GPU. And GPUs these days are made for this. They're made for doing lighting and textures and all sorts of fun stuff. Now this is legacy. As far as I understand, these settings, and this is why I was having problems trying to change some of the general lighting settings. It's not done this way anymore, as far as I know, as far as I understand. You now need to go to Window, Rendering, Light, and here are the settings for controlling some of these things. See, notice how they're right there and right there. Yeah. Or you're supposed to import these into the lighting. Something. Oh, you can drop in characters too. But what I am confused on is why this one does not have a fix-it. The other ones have a fix-it. Like a little script. A little script that will switch everything over to the new stuff. Yeah, so I mean, these were, when I brought them over, these were demos. See, these are asset packs I just brought in. And they come with a demo scene. Now, what I did a few streams ago, a few weeks ago, is I loaded in all the demo scenes. In fact, if you look behind me, they're all unfortunately called demo. See, you got demo here, you got demo here. You can't really rename them. I think? No. And that's fine that they're demos. And they're not perfect. A lot of the older Cinti asset packs were set up and configured for the standard render pipeline, which is not the one I am using. There was standard, universal, and then high def. Universal is was the sweet spot in between the basic pipeline, which did a lot of stuff. It's not basic isn't I'm not putting it down. And then high def is for doing more realistic stuff, which I wasn't going to do. And so I settled on, for my project, the universal render pipeline, which I believe is now the standard for Unity 6. But for old assets and such that were, designed for an older pipeline or the other pipeline, they usually had a script that kind of like went through and fixed, in quotes, updated all the textures, all the materials. But for now, we are looking at some very pink. Guess I could go through manually and do that, or not manually, but there is something in here that it's like an auto updater, which I will do not on screen, because I'll just have to Google it. Where's the auto update thing? It's in here somewhere. But yeah, no, it's not optimized. It's the demo's idea. Any demo, really. Any demo is you want to aim for the most common denominator. So anybody can use it. And if that anybody has an amazing rig, like they got a high-end computer, well, then they can just go into the settings and say, oh, set it to awesome instead of basic, instead of general, So, it's a setting away. I just kind of convoluted things along the way. Let's go back to computer and question why I did not find some of these computers before. Simple Apocalypse. Well, that'd be why. I did not look in the Apocalypse one before. Simple Apocalypse. I love that it tells you where it is down here. Ah, see. This is where being low polygon comes in handy. I can load up an entire Cinti demo level like this right here. I pared this way down to just what I'm going to be using, and then I started adding to it. This it was one of the average size ones, but it was probably 8 times this size. There were extra buildings and vehicles and all sorts of stuff. Some of the maps, like the one for the war, is ridiculous. Just huge, because it's a full-fledged map. And you wouldn't want to have your game set that way. You would want to have it load in and unload segments of the map, of the level, as you go. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of stuff sitting in memory. But we can get away with this because it's low poly. It's using a much smaller number of where we go. See, right here. So what we've got here, we've only got 600,000 verts. That's pretty small. A AAA character could have 600,000 verts for the character, for a nice photorealistically looking hero asset, something that's supposed to look good when close up and whatnot. But yeah, you load in some of those Unreal scenes. Some of them are very, I've poked at a few of them, and some of them, even for Unity, you go more realistic looking. And yeah, you really pack on the polygons and the textures. Because then you're looking at all sorts of different maps, normal, occlusion, do we even use bump anymore? I don't think we use bump anymore, but and then the textures are going to be like 4K textures for every object. And yeah, a lot of that stuff you'll do optimizing down the road. But when you're dropping in a demo that's showing off how sparkly and awesome it is, yeah, it's going to just tank your tank your resources because it's not optimized. It is made to look pretty. Yeah. These might be a little too clunky to use, so I might have to render them anyways. So these that I'm looking at up here, they look very boxy because they are part of the simple series, which look right here. And I got a lot of these as part of bundles, so I wasn't specifically looking for some of these. But these are made for like mobile games or very more blocky looking things, more blocky looking games, even more so than myself. Darn. Okay, I do want some of these assets. We got flat panel monitors. Ooh, we got a triple monitor here. Nice. This is almost what I have on my desk. Though I have a double monitor arm, and then my third monitor, which is the robot's computer, is off to the side on its own arm. I don't know. I don't think I'd use the third monitor if I didn't have a robot there, or I didn't have a use for another computer in this whole crazy setup. Okay. Yep. We're definitely gonna model some old computers. Cool. It is interesting that they don't have, at least in I don't have any of the newer asset packs like Apocalypse. We have the simple Apocalypse. Let's do a quick search. Let's do a quick Cinti search. Cinti Studios. Somewhere in here they have a search tool. Yes, somewhere there's a search tool so you can look up something like what I'm doing here, browsing for assets, and you will get results like this, and it'll tell you which asset pack it's into. That's pretty cool. Let's see what they have for props. Oh my goodness. All right. Nothing suspicious on my browser. Okay. Look at all these fun things. This is one of their very recent packs. I think it's the most recent. Police station. Oh, that looks cool. They always do some awesome product shots. I don't know if this is an engine or, well, they use Maya, so this could be right out of Maya. Donuts. Okay, we've got some computers. We got some forensic-y looking equipment over here. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. Nice. That's awesome. I'm sitting there with a blue screen. We're sorry. Windows had oopsies. I'm not finding any blocky old monitors though. Which is fine because I don't have this pack, but... Oh man, they got a nice setup here. I love it. I love it. I'll have to keep my eyes open on the humble bundles to see when they have the next batch. Okay, let's close that down, close that down. There, not too bad. We're 2/3 of the way into our stream tonight. I was thinking that, you know, maybe it'd be nice to just grab a default-ish looking monitor and not have to make any of it. I want to make this one look old. They have something kind of old looking. Let's see. Let's look. The monitor. These. So they have these. Can I zoom in and out? No? No? Okay. So they have these. The security monitors. And these will do for now, but... But, you know, I do kind of want to do my own thing too. So essentially I want to have a few variations on monitors and then place them around the office on the desk because we are shooting for a 1980s theme when the factory was last in working operation. What are they using for texture? Oh. So I would have to redo some of this anyways because they're only using one texture for it. For some reason they're not using like separate either separate materials or they're not using separate materials for the 6 different screens. They are all somewhere in here. Oh, I guess you could mess with the UVs, but see, then I might as well just make my own instead of altering it. So here are the scenes that are on those monitors right there. You can see this is this little one right here, and this one's right there. And they just have the UVs set to a couple different areas. Yeah. I'm going to do it a little bit different so I can have real-time monitors. I want to bring back having the stream in the scene. Having both the stream in the scene and like chat, maybe chat on a monitor, but also little security camera feeds. Little security camera feeds. Okay. So, basic cube. How big do we want this? We can always scale it up or down, but... Okay, how big do we want this? It's real world scale, but you move a decimal point over going from Maya to Unity. It's like 1,000,000 degrees in here. Oof. we do not have warm weather outside today. And I'm in a closed room with the furnace running for like the last, way too long. It is nice and toasty. Okay, I am going to take a measurement off of the monitor that's hiding behind me. Mm, 38 by 25 by 38. And then 25 by 20-ish. 25 by 38. 30, I say 38 by 25? There. I have a Commodore 64 complete with green monochrome monitor. The one that I grew up with. I said, like, found it up in the attic. I made sure it would still work, but I turned it on after not being used for well over 30 years, probably since it was last turned on. Turned right on. I thought it was broken at first, but I just needed to adjust the settings on the monitor. I just needed to adjust the settings on the monitor because, old monitors, you have the vertical hold to make the screen go all funky. So that was amusing. Sadly amusing. Sadly amusing. Let's see. Oop. Make sure that's still working. Are you still working? Yes. There we go. Okay, so how big do we want this? We are going to make this as big as we want, but to the right dimensions. Oh, that is way too big. What I should almost do is just bring one of those assets in here and then model it off of that, because then it would be to the correct size and not at all messed up. Let's make this. That is not a terrible idea. That is not a terrible idea at all. Another very nice thing about them is they give you the source files. Unity? No. I've got them in here somewhere, folks. It's in the backup. Is it in my backup folder? Wow, we are just full of organization tonight. Where the heck are you? Oh, assets. Okay, let's see. Office source files. Let's just bring in an OBJ. What do we got? Monitor. Pop that over on the desktop. Somewhere. Where are you? Move it to the right area. Bum, 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 bum. And let's see what theirs looked like. Data. Oh, okay. That is significantly bigger than I was expecting. So I didn't need to adjust for the numbers. Good to know. Good to know. All right. I could cheat on this and just extend the back out and call it an old school monitor. Hmm. Hmm. We're not going to do that, though. We're not going to do that. So what we can do is incoming ad break in 1 minute. So we are going to have it be the size we were going to have it be using actual dimensions. And it's going to be amazing how much smaller this is than than what is probably like a 17-inch monitor. Oh, that's funny. That is really something. That is really something. I need one more dimension. One more dimension. Look at that. Okay. 10, 10, maybe 5. Yeah. Wow, that is going to be something. Let's see what level of detail they have in here too. Not much. Not much. I mean, I wasn't expecting a huge amount of detail just because. It looks like they bevel the corners a little bit, make it look nice. And that's about it. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Though I should. I'm probably going to separate the screen though. Probably going to separate the screen because of what I'm going for. Okay, we're going to hide that. We got a little boxy guy here. Whoa, what is going on with... Somebody... There. Somebody forgot a step. And that step being... select things. There we go. Much better, much better. Okay, we're gonna put a bezel around the entire thing. And then make the screen, well... Okay, we got the outer bezel. I'm still looking like over my shoulder at the actual the actual monitor. Just got a space over here, a little bit of a bezel. The monitor is going to be here, but we're going to sink that in. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let me push that back a little bit. And I'm gonna fix up this geometry a little later. I don't think I need this extra row, honestly. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Let's do this again. And then pop it back out. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Basic screen. Looks like a microwave. It does look like a microwave. Let's save that while we're at it here. Scenes, we'll call this. Monitor old. Oops. Get out of extrude mode. We're going to put an ever so slight bevel on it. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think I need to change this dimension here, which we can do in a little... We can do right now. What am I talking about? Dun, 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 dun. Is it mad at me? Oh, it's mad at me already? So fun fact, my version of Maya, because it is older, I hope they patched this out. If I draw a primitive, so one of these shapes, if I draw it to create it, it frequently loses my tool settings. Now I don't know if it's in, like, let's say I'm in editing mode instead of object mode. There we go. Nope, definitely still gone. All right. So what we do is we're going to save, close, and then reopen it. I should set that setting back. There's a setting so that the default is when you click on that primitive button, like let's say I'm making a cube, you know, you click this, it makes it at the origin at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then you don't get those errors. But it's very handy to be able to just draw the cube or the shape that you want. So this one, I'm going to set it to the monitor size, which is 25 by 24. No, 20. And we'll just call it a depth of 1 because it is just for reference. So this is going to be our monitor size. Oh, bravo, Rusty. Bravo. Look at that. I eyeballed that just based on the ratios for when I was extruding it, And I got it. Perfect height and just a little too narrow. I'd say that's pretty good. I'm impressed with myself. If you look right there. See? Almost the right size. Almost. Oops, that was okay. So we're gonna make this the right size right away. Before we start extruding the back of the monitor. There we go. So I wanted the right dimensions based on a real world monitor, so that I can more easily just drop scenes on there. Oh no, did our internet go out? Did our internet go out? Oh no. Let me check my dashboard here. My channel, my chat. Yep,